Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is WDWC. Why do we care? I like to use my channel to talk about all kinds of things. Movies, music, celebrities, and I'm going to start doing this series where I tell you guys some short horror stories. I like the ones that are like based on real life. Anyway, so I found some on Reddit that I thought were pretty cool. And one that I read today reminded me of the story that I read like 20 years ago when I was in school. So yeah, that's what gave me the idea to make this video and share it with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it and read you guys this story, and then I'm going to tell you about the one that it reminded me of from years ago. This story is called The Doll in the Storage Room. When I was younger, I'd go visit my grandparents all the time. They lived in a one-floor house with an unfinished basement. I never liked it down there because it felt pretty small for a big basement. There was a little door down there that was for storage, and I always got a horrible feeling when going close to it. And let me add that this was a newer house that was about 6 years old. Now during that time, I myself was about 6 years old, and I felt so uncomfortable going down there, even when I was with someone. I never liked it. I remember going down there one day with my grandma to help her with something. She had to run upstairs because someone rang the doorbell, and she said she would be right back down, even though she knew how I felt about being alone down there, but I nodded and said okay. She was gone and I was alone, and I started to get a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. I didn't move and didn't want to, even though the lights were on now. This is where everything started happening, and it all gave me chills. The lights started to flicker, and I started to hear noises and what sounded like talking. It was not coming from upstairs, but in the storage room. I heard someone say my name, and here is the part that freaks me out the most. The voice sounded like my grandma. I was confused as how am I hearing her when she is upstairs? I didn't want to move, but me being the curious one I am, I started moving towards the storage room door. The closer I got, the worse the bad feeling became. When I got to the door, the lights in the basement all turned off. I just wanted to run upstairs and hide at that moment, go somewhere else, anywhere else that wasn't the basement. I heard my name again for the second time. My grandma's voice asking me to open the door to help her. So I did, and I regret it. I couldn't see anything, it was pitch black. I couldn't hear anything but faint laughing that felt like forever. But then the laughing just stopped, the lights in the basement came back on, and I started to feel a little better with the lights on, but the downside is I could still see a little bit into the storage room. I saw a small clown doll in the storage room, and knowing my grandma hates clowns with a passion, and wants nothing to do with them, I began to wonder, why is there a clown doll there? Then I saw a light coming from the storage room. Then I saw red that looked like blood all over the basement. I screamed and blacked out, and the next thing I knew, I was laying on the couch. My grandma looked at me, asking me if I was okay, and I have no idea if this was real or a dream, but I know it sure as heck felt real. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to hear an update from that. It says that story was posted 5 years ago. So like what happened? Like did the grandma tell her she had brought her up from the basement? I don't know. Sometimes you read these things online and then you're like, I don't know if I believe that. But I'm still entertained. Anyway, so the story that this one reminded me of, I think was called The Babysitter. It was only a paragraph long. I think this teenager started getting like phone calls, and so then she called the parents because she was just concerned, and the parents told her to just go check on the kids to make sure everything was okay. She told the parents that everything looked fine, but that she was creeped out by this clown doll that was just over by their window. And that was when the parents said, "What clown doll?" So yeah, that story wasn't very long, but it was the creepy one that's always stayed in the back of my mind because I don't know, I've never liked clowns. And I love that movie When a Stranger Calls, so I think that's probably why that story stood out to me. But that one, I don't think they claimed was true at all. It was just a fun one. This one, what do you guys think? The one that I read off Reddit today, do you guys think that that was a true story? The 6-year-old girl experienced something scary down in the basement one time in a house that was 6 years old as she was? What do you guys think? Leave me a comment, like and subscribe.